What's inside? Asked the mole. Cold chicken, replied the rat. Cold tongue, cold ham, cold beef, pickled gherkin, salad, French rolls, cress sandwiches, potted meat, ginger beer, lemonade, soda water. Oh, stop, stop, cried the mole in ecstasy. Intoxicated with the sparkle, the scent, the sound.
A feast, ogmeos, the flicks of merlin. While the rat pat snacks, moles, toes are curling. For comatose vermin, when life affirming. And most souls spin like a dervish whirling. Or a record as I spit leg of pork crackling. And the scratchings of sweet sounds like saccharine. I toast all shallow marshmallow mannequins, dressed up in jackets of chicken bat skin. I chew on the fat cause I've never been choosy. I'll eat up the track like 91 Akabusi. Crisp up the saying. Oh yeah. Right, two things that I don't like about walking over moorland is one, it saps your energy. It's like walking over a big marshmallow. And two, and if you know you'll know, is that game birds like grouse, partridge, pheasant and the like, they hide in the heather and the long grass, and they won't fly off until you're right on top of them. And when they do, they make a racket. And I defy anyone, Navy SEAL, SAS, Steven Seagal, not to jump out of their skin when that happens. Right, so I'm down in the valley now, but I've decided not to stay in the conifers because I've had a look. On all the wood in there is sodden. There's not much dead standing wood that I can get hold of. It's all a bit saturated, and it's a bit dark as well. And when you're filming with the GoPro, you're not allowed dark at all. So, and another reason is I want to be able to see the sky. I want to be able to see the stars tonight, hopefully, if there's no clouds. So I've chosen this place here. We've got, I'm going to string up from this tree over to this tree here. Right, here I am. I've set up my camp. I've cut a load of wood for the fire, which will last me all night. Just been using this, just made a handmade hammer. What I'll do is I'll show you around, show you how I've set up, the reasons I've done what I've done. I'm quite low to the ground now. That's on purpose, so I can lie here and still feed the Bushbox from the comfort of the hammock. I've made a lean-to shelter, so let me show you. I'll show you what I mean. Oh, camo. Right. Here's the camp. I've got a DD frontline hammock. My bag's under here on my walking stick. I just stuck my walking stick into the ground, cover over it. I've got a rock here which is perfect. I've got my cut kit, that's all I use. My essentials in there, food and stuff, stove, gloves. These are brilliant for around the fire. They're my chainsaw gloves. They cost quite a bit, so only use them if you've got a chainsaw and you've got them to hand. Right, so I've tied off the tarp up here with just a tightening hitch there. I've not used any carabiners because I want to keep it. I don't want to have to rely on carabiners, and they do weigh a bit. I've just got a prusik knot here, tightening the basher. And there you go, marlin spike hitch. And then at the back, I'm letting it hit the ground because the wind's going to come this way, up through there, and it's going to go straight over the basher there. My pegs, and we've got the same at this side. We've got the whoopee slings around the hitch. It's all quick release, so it's all quite simple. Sorry for the wind. And then inside we've got the DD frontline hammock. Underneath it, in there, I've got a foil, a space blanket, a roll mat, and an airbed as well, like a self-inflated airbed. I'll show you tomorrow. I've got the Vango 1300 sleeping bag with a liner in there as well. That should be toasty warm. I've got my lantern in there as well. And that's it, that's me for the night. We've got a water supply just up here. It's 20 past 2, it'll be getting dark in an hour and a half, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kick back and have a brew, light the I got plenty of birch bark, and if you don't know about birch bark, then you don't know about birch bark. But I'm not going to repeat stuff that the internet is saturated with people starting fires with birch bark, cramp balls, and all that jazz. And I like to do that every now and again. But once you've done it a lot, you get a bit sick of it. So what I do, just melt a couple of tablespoons of Vaseline in a pan, drop some cotton balls in there, it absorbs the Vaseline, which has paraffin in it, and it'll burn, that'll catch a spark. That one hasn't got any on it, but that'll catch a spark, and that'll stay alight for some time. Enough time to get this fire going anyway. I'm only doing it to have a quick brew, and just to check out the box, see how she rolls. I'll turn it round. Might be an idea. Get it through this little door. I can shoot the sparks through the little door. That's your job done. That's your fire. I like to blend into the background when I'm stealth camping. That's what I like to do. This is just a wiki layer that I wear when I go running. Perfect for me. And then I've got the clean canteen and the Tatonka mug. Perfect combo. That's all I need. My cook and brew kit. Okay, Houston, we have a problem. I'm not going to edit it out. It just happens, doesn't it? And the beauty of it is that you can feed logs, I say logs, these things, directly into the front, so you don't need to drop them in from the top, which is absolutely fantastic. The only thing you need to do is keep the ashtray at the bottom clear. Just clear it out every now and again. There won't be that much in it because it burns so hot, it's such a concentrated heat that a lot of it just gets burnt, so there's not a great deal. But what is there can stop the airflow getting into the stove, so it becomes quite smoky. It's so mild. Considering it's the arse end of November, it's really mild. I'm almost down to my base layer. That? Just the Iron Man. Just the Iron Man triathlon, that's all. I did that in July this year. That was hard. There. That's it boiling now. It's not taken long at all really. 5 minutes or so, 5 or 6 minutes. But that's it. Chainsaw glove, perfect. And that comes off there. Red bush, or some people call it ginger fanny, which isn't funny. But yeah, red bush, man, it's got more, better for you than green tea. Full of antioxidants and vitamins and all sorts of stuff, and I don't use it, I don't put sugar in it or milk. That's why it's perfect for out and about, because whack a tea bag in and there you go. Bob Marley's your dad. But I do have coffee for the morning though, because I need that caffeine on a morning just to get me kick started. Oh yeah, man. I've got another layer on now. Just put a bit of a thermal layer on. I find it's better to do it before you get cold and get all your clothes on. What I'm thinking of doing is having a walk out of this, up and around this cliff, seeing if we can't get a bit of sunset. It's 4 o'clock now. I think it sets in that direction. I don't know if we'll be blocked off by the cliffs, and I don't know if it's a bit too treacherous on the way back. But I know you'd like to see a sunset. I'd like to see it, or at least see the sky. Well, this guy, you'd like to see a sunset, wouldn't you, mate? Yes, mate. So me and my mate, who I've just found, probably some ritual sacrifice of a sheep. Might pop him on there, look. He's ogling me. Camp mascot anyway. This guy's staying in camp with us. It's pretty rock and roll, pretty wicked. I'll leave him on here. Leave him on this log, look. Leave him staring into the camp. Just for vibes. So peaceful. This is why I'm into this sort of stuff. For this very reason, right now. No cars, no people. I'm not a big fan of people. It'd be funny if I did a time lapse now. It was just me sat here. And you see the moon going like, hey. I've just been sat here all night. Freezing. Freezing my nads off. You probably can't even see me because the light is terrible on these things. I'm using my GoPro with my Gorilla Pod on it, and I have no idea what it's going to look like until I get back. Doesn't matter. It don't even matter if it hasn't filmed. I'm loving it anyway. Yeah, the birds. I don't know if it was a rumour or if it's true, but someone was telling me that you can get a WhatsApp, no, sorry, a Shazam, you know Shazam where you Shazam on your phone about music, that you can get one for bird song, so you just Shazam a bird and then your phone tells you what it is. I think that's a brilliant idea. And if it isn't real, you've heard it here first. Just found this, which looks exceedingly like a liberty cap or a magic mushroom for all you hippies out there. We'll throw that. A few years ago maybe, but we'll throw that. Look at the colours as well, man. The colours are amazing. I don't even know if I'm in shot. I don't really care, to be fair. The colours, they're just absolutely beautiful. They are signs of autumn, because you've got all the evergreens and the conifer wood, but not all of them are, because the larch is deciduous, so gives off a really nice burnt orange which contrasts the green just beautifully for me. So it's just autumn. Look at that, it's just autumn as fuck. So autumn. The back end of autumn, which I love. But I'm going to be coming out, I'm going to be real, I'm going to be bringing my my camera out with me more. I used to just camp without it, but this is my first time on my own solo bringing my camera. And depending on how much of a ball ache it is to get the video together and what it looks like at the end, I think it's a good idea. I think I'm going to try and do it throughout the year, throughout the seasons, and try and see some different places and create some memories for when I'm a big fat fucking lazy old sod. I can look back at times like this, for example. But I'm living it now. I'm living it now. The dream. I wish I knew more birdsong. There's so many different ones. Like a concerto. So many. I tell you what, the dawn chorus is going to be either really annoying or a thing of beauty. What I do know is that through this valley, the steam train runs through this valley. And it was a steam train that they used. They filmed a lot of it for Harry Potter. And this is the track from it. Comes from Whitby, and it goes to Pickering, and it comes through these valleys. It cuts through, and if you see it, it's amazing to see, chugging all the smoke out above the conifer trees. It's unreal. Because what I wanted to do, I wanted to come. I wanted to set up my digs here, and in the morning I was going to up sticks, find the train track and follow the train track to a place called Levisham, which I know the train stops in, and I was going to get the steam train back, which would have been cool, but the steam train's not running this time of year. Apparently. What we've got in here is a bit of mistletoe starting to take root. That time of year. But yeah, I've parked the van quite far away. To be fair, we've got about a 10 mile round trip. I just hope the van's there when I get back. Or it could be a couple more nights out in the woods. Right, I'll better start getting back now because it's getting dark. Just getting some chili con carne on. On the bushcraft stove. I've had to, because the wood's still a little bit wet, so I'm just putting it around the bottom of the stove just to dry out as we go. I'll just bring it from that pile to there, keep it going. I've got a perfect heat now for cooking. I can just feed logs into there. I'm gonna have this chili con carne and do a bit of rice with it. I'm just gonna kick back. I've just had my chili con carne and rice. I'm gonna get a brew on, and have my little whole grain bar, and then I'm gonna get that fire. There it is. I don't know if you can see it. Gonna get that stoked up, and I'm gonna crack on whittling my spoon into the night. Just tucked up now, turned in for the night. I've just left the bush box ticking over. I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't. No, it's just ticking over. It's surprising how much heat it generates. So just a stove. I mean, where I am here, I can just lie. I've just been lying with the bug net off, and just my head on the side of the hammock, just staring at the fire, and then I've got the stars above. Because the lean-to faces out towards a break in the trees, so I've just got stars galore. It's amazing. There was a weird hovering sound earlier, like a buzzing sound, like a in the sky, which was a bit weird. But anyway, hope I don't get abducted. Morning glampers. Well, that was an amazing night's sleep. Slept right through. I just lied on the side of my hammock feeding the Bushcraft XL with the logs till about 11, and then earplugs in, bosh, fast asleep all night. Unbelievable. Still got wood left from that. One branch has lasted. It lasted me about 4 or 5 hours last night. And now I've just fired it back up again, and I'm gonna get some oats on. Have a bit of porridge. That log we split last night, I turned it into this. Bit of a spoon, which I'll finish when I get home and sand it down. I didn't need to batten down the hatches because there was no wind really at all. And I was toasty warm. Just in my thermals, I just had one layer on, and my Four Seasons bag and the liner, and that was it. The only thing I will say about the, and I've noticed it the last few times that I've been out in the DD Frontline hammock, is because it's a waterproof bottom, it's you get quite a lot of condensation through the night, so you wake up and it's wet it's wet anyway, so not good. I think going forward we might have to reconsider that and think about getting something else. Or if anyone's got any advice on how to combat that, I'd be more than grateful to know. Yeah, I'm just going to get out the smoke a bit. We've got our mascot there, put him on a stick. I don't know if you can see him. Well, that's it really. I've had a brilliant night. I had an absolutely fantastic time. I went out, it got too dark to film, and so after my tea I went over these rocks to a clearing and just stared at the sky and the stars for half an hour. Saw some shooting stars, and it was a beautiful sky, clear as you like, no light pollution at all. There was a weird hovering, there was a weird buzzing sound last night though, like a helicopter, like a faint helicopter that lasted for a while. I thought for one second I was going to get abducted and all that jazz, but no, all good. I've got to walk out of here. It's only maybe, I don't know, it's a few miles out of here, but there'll be some spectacular views hopefully that I can show you, and hopefully my van's still there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have some porridge for my breakfast and a cup of coffee to get me going. I'm gonna break camp, and I'll show you that there's, you know, leave only footprints and all that malarkey, which goes without saying really. If you're coming outdoors to do this sort of stuff, you've got to love the outdoors anyway, so it makes sense that you look after it, doesn't it, mate? Yeah. Nigel the skull, good lad. Might even eat my porridge with my spoon. I left it near the stove last night to dry it out a little bit. It hadn't cracked. It's always a bonus. Ow, my eyes. Yeah, I put a little ridge line up in my hammock as well, so that I can attach stuff to it. I've got a lantern there. Put my socks over it and stuff when I get in bed. And I must say, the Bushcraft XL stove has impressed me no end. Absolutely fantastic. And without the rip roaring, you can bring it right into your shelter, so you still have the crackling, the ambience of a fire, and you know, the visuals. I was staring at that last night for about an hour and a half, just I don't know, it's like I was meditating. It's unbelievable, beautiful. You get the little square bit here that you can feed your wood into. It's like a little TV. It's great. And the main reason for my camp was to trial out my gear for a long walk that I'm going to do, where I'm going to camp out for about 3 days and cover about 60 odd miles, but I didn't want to go into that because I got a few new bits of gear, so I didn't want to go in and test it while I was out on the trail or on the hike. So I'm glad I did that, and everything seems to be running great except for the frontline hammock and the condensation. That's the only problem that I've got. Apart from that, everything is hunky-dory. And there's the water boiled. Water's boiled. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Couldn't be happier. Yeah, just because I said I'd show you what was... I had a normal space blanket. This is in the layer underneath the hammock. I had a normal space blanket. One of these cheap roll mats with the insulation on, and for comfort just the small ultralight Vango coffin shaped thing, which keeps all your your vital organs and stuff in your back perfectly warm, perfectly comfortable. Never had a problem with it. So yeah. Right, and that's me done. This is where I camped last night. As you can see, there's no trace that I've ever been here. All my rubbish is on my back. The Bushbox XL is amazing. No scorch marks in the ground. It burns so hot that, you know, all the ashes are so fine they almost just disappear. The likelihood is that I'm never going to come back to this spot ever again. So that's just how I roll. But what I will do is I'll leave Nigel there, just to sort of A, if I do ever come back, I'll know exactly where I camped, and B, if anyone else happens upon this place, it'll freak them out. Yeah. Right, let's get climbing up these cliffs then and make our ascent out of here. See if I've still got a van. I'll let you tune in, and I'll give you some views from the top. See what we can see this beautiful morning.
A feast, oatmeals, the flicks of melon. What a rap pat snacks, most toes are curling. For comatose vermin, when life affirming. And most souls spin like a dervish whirling. Or a record as I spit leg of pork crackling. And the scratchings of sweet sounds like saccharine. I toast all shallow marshmallow mannequins, dressed up in jackets of chicken bat skin. I chew on the fat cause I've never been choosy. I'll eat up the track like 91 Akabusi. Crisp up the sample at the beat that's greasy. Stir up the madness like beef with Adabeezy. I levitate my beanie like the Wizard of Oz, and make ridiculous lyrics like it's cats and dogs. Of meticulous music we produce it like crops and livestock, onto your plates like nice chops.
So that's it. The solo wild camp, first on film, done. I've absolutely loved it. The only downside, or the thing that I need to look at, is the DD travel hammock. The moisture, the condensation that it lets in, that's a bit of a... Because when I'm doing 2 and 3 nights on the bounce, I can't really have that. So if anyone's got any recommendations how to prevent that, or any hammocks that are good for not having condensation, then please let me know. Apart from that, everything was brilliant. The Bushcraft XL was amazing. And yeah, as a trial run for the next, because when I go on my big walk it'll be in the depths of winter, so I think that was a good trial run. And it was good to bring you lot with me as well. Something to look back at when I'm a bit older and a bit fatter. Cars now. Gonna go and grab the van and get back to reality, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching.